Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. Now, Virgo, our card tonight is the Hierophant. Yes. This is a card I'm very excited to see, as I am also a Virgo. And when we see the Hierophant card, or at least when I do, I know it is getting back to serious business as far as the spiritual work goes, the religious work, the interior work, the self-development, being aware that you are on a path, right? Not just kind of idly autopilot right through life, not noticing, not, working towards that ultimate goal. No. When we have the Hierophant, this is a devotion. This is an energy of loyalty to, well, it is whatever you might perceive it to be. Loyalty to self, loyalty to your belief system, to your deity or deities. Maybe it is the sciences, maybe it is logic, whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever that looks like to you. But this is one of resolve, right? The Hierophant is the high priest of the temple. And so, this is somebody who does not give up, right? When things get hard, when, things are not going in the way that you envisioned them, there is a resolve. There's the remembrance that we all have our time in the wilderness, right? And that's where we're truly tested. And so let's go ahead. We're going to take a look. We're going to see what these tea leaves have to say. We knock to be polite. And we're going to see what you have to tell us tonight, tea leaves. And so I also want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on this reading. I know a lot of you don't have any background in tea leaf reading. You maybe have never heard of it. You've maybe never seen it or had a tea leaf reading. And so, yes, thank you for being courageous, for being curious, for having that, that thing that makes us want to explore. And so, if you are, though, returning, welcome back. It's lovely to see you again. And we're going to see what the tea leaves are kind of going, what energy is kind of coming out tonight. And, honestly, it does feel to me very much like we are in a place of, I feel like it's like all coming together, right? It's all happening. Now, why do I feel that way? Because I was looking at, it looks like a beautiful flower. It also looks like a star to me. And that is really the big thing right up in here. Now, it looks like we almost have like the petals, right? The petals of a flower, or maybe a large star. Oops, I kind of touched that one a little bit. But a large star, okay? And what does that mean? The star, the archetype, the tarot card, right? It is all about our goals, our dreams, living our dreams. Okay, daring to dream, daring to live in a way that sees us realizing these dreams, or at least living the path that hopefully leads there, right? Sometimes we never make it, but I think that we learn. It's not always about actually obtaining the thing. It is most often about, the journey, right? I know, so cliche. Kind of a tired thing to say, Lenor. But I do see, it's like, for a Virgo, now we might not always have super defined dreams or goals. Like, I want to be, the head of, I don't know. I've never worked in an office, so I'm not sure. But, like, I want to be the head of, I don't know, the copy department. I'm going to be the head management or whatever. It might not be that particular, right? Sometimes there are signs that are very honed in exactly what they want. And you know what? When we figure it out, yes, then that is wonderful because we can go right for that target. But more often than not, we are dreamers, right? Even though we're very earthy people, we are dreamers, we are dreamers, we are dreamers. We are so good at taking these dreams, these visions, these, flights of fantasy, and bringing them into the physical world at least as much as we can. We are. That is the beauty of Virgo, right? We are the maiden. We are the portal. We are the creating, out of material, out of the earth. If you could think of clay, molding it into and making that thing. And so I do feel like at times you have been told, you have been warned by your family. People have not necessarily taken you serious because you've been very devoted to whatever it is, right? Whatever that dream has been for you. And probably, I imagine, it's not something super realistic. It's not something that, somebody who is good at making safe bets, right? That's not your dream. You are not walking the middle way on this one. You are a visionary. You are innovative. You are courageous. You're willing to take, all kinds of chances. And I feel like it is paying off. I feel like this is the time. It's going to start to really click into place for you. And now you might be sitting here saying, but Lenor, I'm 45 years old. Lenor, I'm 60 years old. Lenor, I'm 80 years old. Whatever age it is, right? I know, I'm really good at saying the same kinds of things. It's too late. I already did, all this stuff in my life, and I don't know if I have the energy or the ability. I just don't know. Recently even, like a day and a half ago, I was just looking into learning Greek, right? Because I want to read, well, at least attempt to, read the apocryphal texts in Greek, right? And what are those? Those are, stories surrounding the Bible, right? They're not, canon or whatever. They're not included into the Bible exactly. But these are like the Gnostic texts and things like that. So anyways, and I thought, well, I'm super old. I'm 40, almost 40 years old. Somewhere in there. Maybe I am 40 already. I can't remember. But yes, I'm around there. I'm in between 35 and 45. And yeah, maybe my brain is just not cut out to learn a new language. I really only know English, right? Can speak and read English. Can a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Latin, whatever. Nothing impressive by any means. But yeah, and then I stop and think, why? Why would I tell myself that? I wouldn't tell my daughter that. You're too old, you missed your chance. So why would I say that to myself? Right? But I do. I see this being a point in your life where things are going to align for you so that you can really, really see your goals met, see your dream. And I think it is. I think this isn't like a bunch of little dreams. This is the big dream. To see this thing realized. To see you birth this into your life. I know. It's hard to believe, especially in the world how it is now. It really is. I know. But I have to tell you, you never know when your life is going to change. And 1 year from now, things could be completely different. It can be completely different. And you have to allow yourself the space in your heart, mind, and soul I know, I'm being quiet. Amazing, right? But it is. You have to open that space up. You have to allow for that quiet. You have to allow for sometimes that feeling of being alone or walking away from something that doesn't work for you anymore. Sometimes we have to take that leap of faith. And I see you. I see this moment coming where it does. It's not just that you have the flower, you have the star lit up in the sky, that you are meeting your goal. But it's unfurling itself to you. You are part of this process. You are not just the witness. You are very much tied into every aspect of this thing becoming what it is. You are the star embodied. Okay, personified into a human being. And wherever you are in your life, this will be your time. In this next cycle, about 12 months, we are riding on the back of the serpent. So you will be learning a lot. It will be a lot this next year. A lot of information, a lot of that spiritual download type, intervention from the universe. Now, here's the deal. It feels to me like there was some kind of betrayal. And it feels like maybe this was like a sibling, a peer, maybe a little bit older than you. Somebody within the family though, somebody you grew up with. I see that there was a lot of arguing, fighting, but I think that this is more like normal development, kind of learning to be, friends and family members and especially if it's siblings or somebody close to you in age, you're learning how to treat people. You're learning how to be treated by people. But I feel like this particular dynamic for you was always a troubled one, and it continues to be so, even if you've tried, even if they have tried. There's just something about the two of you that it's like you just can't agree. Even if you 100% have the same opinion, the same experience, if you were in 2 different rooms, you would have the same answer. But when you're standing next to each other, you would say anything to be in defiance of what they're saying. And vice versa. There's just something about this particular person. They are also governed in some way by the letter 8. 8 is very important. Maybe it is their birthday. Maybe it is a like their life path or a lucky number for them. Here is the deal, and this is why I feel like they're coming up. I feel like there's somebody, a third person, a third party, whatever. Somebody that is not the two of you. And I feel that there will be some kind of, almost like an attempt to, I don't know, get over on you. Maybe this is about money. Maybe this is about like an inheritance, or maybe it's just to kind of like knock you down a few rungs, you know, within the family, socially, whatever. And I feel like this sibling or cousin or whoever it is, the one that you are usually at odds with, they will come to your aid, right? They have your back. I do feel like there is an opportunity for you to at least find some ease with one another. Even after all of these years, I think there will be an opportunity. Now, if this person has passed, I feel like they're visiting you. They're watching out for you. And you are dreaming about them. They feel very close to you. You've been thinking about them a lot. And I feel like at times it's very sentimental, but it can also feel really annoying because, you know, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that one Christmas when you said whatever to my boyfriend, to my girlfriend, and we broke up right out, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that our siblings might do to us, right? They might stir the pot a little bit, you know? And so I feel like there's an opportunity here. It's like this thing needs to be mended. And I feel like there is for you the want as well. Even if you don't, even if I'm like saying this and you're sitting there saying it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be best friends. I'm not saying you even have to really talk to each other. But I do feel like there is a situation arising, right? Where, yeah, you can just like bury the thing. Just at least be in truth, right? It's just okay. It's not, doesn't have to be perfect, but it's okay. Now, you have her standing there. She's standing right in the middle here. Right here. There's an eye below her. I picture this kind of very liminal space. Almost kind of like, maybe like a parking lot at work or something like this, a waiting room, maybe a lunch room, but it's big and it feels so empty, but it's not. It's like everybody's hiding from each other. That's why it feels like a parking lot, because, right, you like work at a place and there's a lot of people, there's a lot of opportunity to sit and have lunch with somebody, but everybody like slinks off to their car so they can sit there by themselves and eat and not have to talk to anybody. And that's really the energy that I get. But I feel like you are somebody who always is watching, right? And aren't we watchers, Virgo? We are. We like to people watch. I remember when I was a teenager, my friends used to think I was so boring because I loved going to the mall, and I know I'm older, so we still had malls and still hung out at malls back then. And we would go to the mall, and I would just want to sit and watch people. I just like to watch what people were doing, you know. And so I do feel like this is a Virgo trait. We're nosy, but not like we want to get involved nosy. Like we just want to know what's going on, and we just like to like see what people are about, right? We want to see what people are doing. And so I do feel like, you know, it's, yeah, you like to watch people. You don't necessarily want to get involved with other people. But I think that at times, it almost feels like you're walking through life by yourself, right? Even when you are surrounded by other people and you have relationships, there's never been a time where you could fully shake the feeling that you are alone in all of this. And it is, you know, this is the other thing about us Virgos. We do often find ourselves in that kind of very existential zone, right? Thinking about the bigger things, the bigger picture. You know, what does it all mean? Why am I here? What's gonna happen? You know, whatever it is. But yes, we do. We often find ourselves like dwelling in these thoughts, hopefully for consideration and not so much rumination. But we are very good ruminators, aren't we? And what does rumination mean? That is when you are just going over the same thought or the same thoughts over and over, and it is torturous. You're worried, you're just, you know, finding ways to make it worse and bigger and scarier in your mind. And, you know, you find that maybe you have anxiety, maybe you have dread, maybe, you know, you're even panicking or whatever. So hopefully not rumination, maybe just for some consideration. But I do feel like this is a period of your life right now, at least recently, where you're feeling maybe a little bit alone. You're feeling very aware of your individuality, right? Of you being out here, kind of walking through life and not always feeling like you have a partner or you have somebody, you know, who is close to you, who understands you, or, you know, whatever it is. And maybe you have all these things, but you still just feel alone. You're lonely at times, right? And so, you know, I do feel, I don't know. Listen, as a Virgo, my answer is always like, well, throw a party then. You're lonely, then plan something, right? You're lonely, then have a dang party. But yeah, I mean, really, I do. I think that we all go through these times, right? I myself am going through it constantly, but really, I feel that this time of the year, I don't care if you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, if it's hot, if it's cold, there's something about like late January, February, into the beginning of March a little bit. But there's just something about how like, it's cold and dark and bleak and I always call it the shining, right? We're going through our shining era right now. And it's like a feeling of cabin fever, a feeling of annoyance, a feeling of just being tired out, right? And that can be because of the weather. It can be because of, you know, just collectively how we're feeling, the things that are going on. A lot of us are super busy, you know, and I think it's just kind of a lot of people feeling this way. But also, I think for Virgo, it's just so intensified, right? We're just really good at, well, I think that we're often romantics, but I also think that we're also very dramatic people. And I'm allowed to say that because I am one. But yeah, I feel like we're pretty dramatic about things. And so it can feel so much more intense, right? And so I do feel, and we have a person getting on a horse right here, and this is all about taking that, whatever the feeling is, becoming motivated by it and doing something about it, right? The horse is not like getting in a car, right? You just get in there, you turn the key, and you get going. A horse, you have to, you know, get that thing saddled up. You have to pack your stuff up. You get up on there, and you ride on out. And it is not a short trip. This is something that is, it's long, right? And you have to endure a lot, and you have to be very intentional about this travel. And so when I see the horse, I'm like, yes, I know this is for, like, they're for serious, you know, like they're really, really, you know, married to the idea that they need to change. Something needs to change. The situation, the circumstances, the dynamic, some aspects of self, whatever it is. So I see you being the change. I see you not just thinking about it, not just like, you know, well, I feel motivated, but maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe we'll get to it next week. Once this stuff settles in. No, you're on it. You're on it right now. So I do see this being a cycle of change for you. Now, we also have the house, okay? Cannot miss the house. We have the house, we have an anchor, and we have, it looks like it says fate. That's what this looks like. It's a fate. We also, it looks like it says S-E-T, set. Maybe it's vet, actually. It could be vet. Well, anyhow, set, vet. If these mean anything to you, we do know Set is kind of, it's a deity in the Egypto pantheon, or Seth. It's Set or Seth. And Set is interesting because Set is like an unknown animal. They don't even know what that thing is. It looks like an aardvark. It looks like I don't even know. But it is kind of I forget what his name, it's like the ugly one or the unknown one or the horrible one or, you know, something like this. And kind of just a mystery to me, really. I mean, I don't know that much about beyond the popular mythologies, right? I don't know too much about the huge span of Egyptian religions and over the different dynasties and stuff as things kind of changed, and and then the regions and everything else. I mean, it just, yes, very different from region to region too. But yeah, it is kind of an interesting kind of almost like the angry brother kind of energy, right? Like, what is that movie called from the 80s or 90s, I imagine? Like The Good Son, right? With Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. And the one kid's like, you know, like a little psychopath or whatever. And it kind of is this energy of, you know, of competition, of wanting, of resentfulness, of, you know, just a rage that doesn't necessarily have, you know, if you could have a thread that leads back to origin, I think that's missing. It doesn't make sense exactly. Why is there this schism, right? And so I feel like for you, getting to this point where you are trying to find some kind of resolution or truth, you are trying to find this deeper understanding about self and life and your place in the universe. And not only that, I feel like there's a sense of wanting to just let go of some of the stuff you've had to carry with you. Because a lot of it is so fragmented at this point, it doesn't make sense anymore to you, right? And even though there is the pain, and that will, you know, that will linger, it will be there, it doesn't always go away. But I feel like this intention to relieve yourself of the shame, the sorrow, the anger, you know, these things that we hold on to them like they're jewels, right? Because we don't know what to do with them. We feel like we are responsible to keep hold of them, right? We've learned some kind of lesson from this ordeal and we don't want to forget. So we hold these things with us. We carry them with us. And for what reason, I don't know. I don't know. But I see you working towards relieving yourself of these things. And I see you having a household that comes into a peaceful state. And I think at the end of the day, this is what you are looking for. Peace in your life. Stability, consistency, just kind of not having to worry when you lay your head down. Who are you at odds with? What's going on with everybody? What do I have to expect tomorrow, right? These kinds of worries, anxieties, like, you know, or even like having people in your life where you're like, I can't say something because I'm scared how they react, or I better not do that. I'm gonna, you know, I'll upset them, I'll make them mad, or, you know, or you just don't know how somebody's going to be from moment to moment. Like, I see you one moment, you're happy, you're good, we're all cool, everybody's great, and then I come home from work and you're in a terrible mood, and it's, you know, vitriol and anger and resentment and just a terrible feeling. And I feel like for you, it's just kind of like, I don't want to live this way anymore. I don't want to have these kinds of problems. You know, you work hard. You've worked hard for years. And you just want some peace in your life. And I feel that. I feel that. And I look at this house over here and it feels like it's coming together for you. I saw the star. And I said, yeah, you will be embodying that goal. You will be living it. And I think that is accompanied with this greater confidence in knowing that you need to have that kind of peace in your life so that you can excel in these other sectors of work and career and family and you know, creativity and whatever else. So I do. I see it all kind of coming together. Now, over here, we have the alpaca or the llama or whatever, this kind of animal, right? And this is one that is silly and lovely and fun and useful and a hard worker. I had to take a drink here. Oh, we are getting sick over here. Hopefully not. I've been taking all the airborne, all of the vitamin C, all of the elderberry. Woo! Please. But my throat, oh, it hurts so much. So thank you for putting up with me tonight. But yeah, all of this energy, right? I feel you embodying it. You are that hard worker. You are that silly person. You are, you know, beyond wise. That's the big thing too about these animals. Such wisdom. If you've ever been around them, they might, you know, you watch videos and stuff. They're silly. They are silly. They're cute. They're loving. And they really want whatever snacks you have, right? But they're also very wise and they're patient. Right? And they watch you. They see what you're doing. They're very intelligent. And so I feel right now we are, as Virgos, really embodying that llama feeling, that alpaca feeling. and yeah, not only that, they have the best, warmest wool. Or is it called wool? I don't know. But they do. They're beautiful animals. Absolutely. So that's a wonderful energy. We have fish. We have 2 fish. So it is money as well. I think money it's looking stable in this period of time. And I do feel like there is enough to really to fund whatever it is that you want to do. If this is like a side project you've been doing, or maybe, you know, you're taking a chance on something, a little second business, or going back to school, or, you know, whatever it is, I feel like all of that is going to be taken care of, right? You're going to figure it out. The money will be there. Okay. All right. All right, Virgo. Now we're going to do our 3 lucky numbers. 57, number 57, excuse me, 57. We have number 3, 57, 3, and 50. My throat is going to give out here. My voice is going. All right. And we're going to do our self-care affirmation cards. I'm just going to go ahead and flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. We have contemplative stream. I am self-aware. Excuse me. I take time to sit by the contemplative stream to notice how I am feeling. I respond to my needs with compassionate awareness. I witness my internal landscape without judgment. I witness my internal landscape without judgment. All right. Well, Virgo, I love you. I thank you for spending this time with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Other than that, I'm going to hurry up and just say again, I love you. Take care of yourself. Please wash your hands. Even though I've been washing my hands, I'm still getting sick left and right. But I'm around a lot of kids, right? A lot of young kids. My daughter's 4, so we're just getting all the things. Constantly getting flus and stuff. So, you know, but still, please wash your hands. All right. I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.